What's going on, moviegoers? If you're new to the channel, my name is Christian. Welcome to Zero Productions. Marvel Studios Halloween special, Werewolf by Night, officially released today on Disney Plus, you guys. I have been anticipating this particular project for a while because I love horror. I absolutely love and adore the classic horror films. And when they announced that Michael Giacchino was going to be directing for his direct horror debut, a Werewolf by Night Halloween special for Marvel Studios, I was a little excited, but then a little nervous because I was like, he's never directed anything before. He's a musical composer. So I was like, what can he bring to the table? And let me just state this. Michael Giacchino did a wonderful job with this particular project. He absolutely took it off the rails. His inspiration he drew from was from the 1930s and 40s horror iconic films like, The Wolfman and like The Mummy and Dracula, or like American Werewolf in London. I love how he drew inspiration from those classic iconic characters, these monsters that, we rarely see anymore. We don't see monsters like this anymore. The whole, Universal monster era has been dead for quite some time, and they tried to revive it with Tom Cruise and The Mummy, but ultimately it fell flat. So this was such a refreshing thing to see an actual werewolf, because I love werewolf movies, you guys. I love it. Silver Bullet. Just, I want more of them. I do. But like I said, it's such an old take on Hollywood. We rarely ever see it get done. Or like, Bad Moon, The Howling, it's just, we never get it anymore. And to see something like this was so refreshing. This special really took me by surprise. I absolutely loved and adored every single second of this special. It was gory, it was horror, everything right up my alley. I was absolutely just blown away. I cannot wait to watch it again and again and again, because it's definitely worth watching more than once. This will definitely be something I watch monthly because, like I said, I love the horror genre. And the fact that now Marvel is now sticking their toes into the water of this particular genre of monsters and horror and vampires and werewolves, that has me so much more excited for what they could potentially do with Blade as well. But we all know that Blade is having some struggles getting off the floor with the script being rewritten and Mahershala Ali not being happy and losing its director. But that's a whole nother story. Let's talk Werewolf by Night. Gael Garcia Bernal as Jack Russell. Phenomenal, you guys. Laura Donnelly as Elsa Bloodstone. Incredible. She was so talented in this and so badass. I love her nonchalant attitude about the whole Bloodstone and the heritage and her family. She did a wonderful job, you guys. So the official synopsis of Werewolf by Night: on a dark and sober night, a secret cabal of monster hunters gather at the forbidding Bloodstone Temple following the death of their leader. The attendees are thrust into a mystery and a deadly competition for a powerful relic, a hunt that will ultimately bring them face to face with a dangerous monster. And this monster, you guys, was the official MCU introduction to Man-Thing, which I loved. Man-Thing has now become one of my favorite characters in the MCU. I need more Man-Thing immediately. I need more horror immediately in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. This is so exciting because I feel like now this is literally going to open the floodgates to what they could potentially do with the Midnight Suns in this particular genre in the MCU. This is so incredible, you guys. I am so freaking hyped. A lot of highlights for this Halloween special for me. A lot of highlights. I love the music. It was very effective, very creepy. Michael Giacchino obviously did, the music because, he's done wonders in that particular field of his career. I love the cinematography. I love the low angles. I love the angles that they were using to really capture the essence of that classic, iconic horror figures. They really did a really good job with the angles. It got me engaged. I love like the scares. I love like the spookiness of it. I love the gore. This was very gory, like very. I was so surprised, but I was like, yo, this is dope. This is what I want. This is what I want. Some of you guys love Thor: Love and Thunder. You like that kid crap, right? And I love this. I like that darker tone elements to my Marvel heroes. And it worked. It was effective. It was gory. It was truly, truly amazing. The practical effects on Jack Russell when he first transforms into the werewolf was so good. It brought me back to, that scene in American Werewolf in London when he's in his apartment and he transforms for the first time. And it's all animatronics and it just looks crazy good. That's the feel I got. And I was like, yes, that's exactly what I want. I love practical effects. And I love the look of him, too. He was terrifying. I love how they didn't really necessarily show you in full depth of what he looked like. He was always in the dark. That was so effective. It worked. It worked. And he understood that. Realistically, you understand. You don't want to show the monster so much. That makes it so more mysterious. And I go back to John Carpenter's Halloween, 1978. It's scary when you can't see Michael. It's scary when he's in the background and he's in the dark and all you see is a little glimpse of his mask. It's effective when you see less of the monster, but you know he's there. It's scary. It really, really is. But I like the whole story of it. I do feel like the runtime could have been a little bit longer, but I get it. It's a little small special. But, they're all going after, Man-Thing. And it turns out that Jack Russell is actually cool with Man-Thing. They're friends. And he's like, yo, man, let me help you out. Man-Thing is in this whole cabal. He's in this, deadly tournament for them. And he has the Bloodstone attached to him. So whoever kills the monster gets the Bloodstone. Essentially, that's the main gist of it all. And so all the monster hunters are going after this creature. Nobody knows who it is other than Jack Russell when he first, encounters him. That shit scared me when he pulled him out of the bush. I was like, oh, God, no. He turns out he was like, what? Ted? That's his real name. His real name is Ted. So I love their relationship. And by the end of it, oh, my God, I wanted more of it. I was like, this is absolutely exquisite. But I like that. And, it turns out, Elsa and Jack Russell, they were working together to help, Man-Thing escape this little deadly tournament that was going on. And he ends up leaving, and Elsa pulls off the Bloodstone, and Jack Russell touches it. And it, rejects him because he is a monster. He is a monster posing as a hunter. So that's why he couldn't, that's why he couldn't use the relic. And what was so interesting to me was this relic and where it comes from. Because I was like, man, this is a pretty powerful relic. Because, when Jack Russell was captured with Elsa Bloodstone, he was like, don't worry about it. There won't be another full moon in 5 days. I won't turn. And she was like, look, you don't understand. They can make you turn into this creature, whatever you are, in 5 seconds with this Bloodstone. And he was like, oh, shit. And they're in this cage together. And that scene was so effective. It was so good. I absolutely adored that whole scene. And I love the fact that he was trying to get close to Elsa because it's I need to smell you. I need to remember you. Because obviously once you turn into this monster, once you turn into this werewolf, you lose, any kind of decency of what you were. You are no longer Jack Russell. You are this werewolf. So he smelled her. And I love that whole scene. They played it so well. But man, you guys, it was so good. And when he, like I said, when he first transforms and he gets through the cage and he just starts wreaking havoc on everybody, the fighting, the technique, the style that they used for this werewolf was effective. He was quick. He was going for the legs. He was jumping up the walls. I was like, oh, this is it. It really reminded me of Benicio del Toro's Wolfman. How he was fighting his pops at the end, Anthony Hopkins. It really reminded me of that. Like I said, I love this shit. I eat it up, you guys. I eat this kind of stuff up. So it was just so cool to see, him just ripping people apart, snapping and just slicing and slicing. I was just like, oh, this is dope. I really, really enjoyed what Michael Giacchino delivered, with this special. And I'm looking forward to more specials within the MCU. Apparently there's going to be more of these little specials throughout, possibly phase 5 and phase 6, which I'm ultimately down with. I'm down to get, a Halloween special every October because this was dope. This is my favorite thing this entire year. I really enjoyed it, you guys. It was really good. Best thing in, I put it up there with Falcon and the Winter Soldier, WandaVision, and Spider-Man No Way Home. It's definitely up there for me, you guys. And the ending was just so poetic, Jack escapes the werewolf, whatever. And, Man-Thing comes back and he helps Elsa Bloodstone because she helped him. And he's looking for Jack because, they're friends. Ted, and he ends up finding him or whatever. And, Jack turns back, he turns back to his normal form and they start talking. It's so hilarious because it's like, ultimately, it's like Chewie and, Han Solo. He understands him, but nobody really knows what Man-Thing is saying. They're talking about going to eat, going to get some sushi. I was just like, oh, hell yeah, I eat this up. I want it. I want y'all to be a part of the Midnight Suns. I need more team ups. But I really thought that we are going to get some kind of appearance or tease of Moon Knight. Because Moon Knight, he showed up in a Werewolf by Night comic. And, I feel like that was such a huge missed opportunity. But I understand it. Maybe it wasn't, in the right timing, whatever. That's cool. And that's not to say that Jack Russell hasn't, been in contact with Moon Knight before. He probably has. We don't know. But I would love to see something with these two characters on screen and these two characters going at it because boy, oh boy, that would be a lot of fun, you guys. Woo! Werewolf by Night was a banger. But post your comments down below. Let me know what you guys thought about Werewolf by Night. Thoughts and opinions? What did you guys think about the horror elements? Did you like Michael Giacchino and his direction for this classic inspired Halloween special from Marvel Studios? And would you want to see more from Michael Giacchino? At this rate, let Michael Giacchino direct Blade. I'm all there for it. Post your comments down below. Let me know what you guys think. Peace.